So for this demonstration, we're going to practice basic syringe handling techniques. And the reason for this is we want to try and optimize our comfort for the patients and optimize the chances that we're going to be able to successfully get the sample that we need, in this case, hitting a vein for a blood sample. And this is a very purposefully low-tech technique or demonstration because we want you to practice syringe handling before we're actually using syringes and needles on live patients. And so the purpose is just to get your motor memory so that you can use your fingers in a comfortable way that would be practical when you get to the clinic. So we're just going to use a syringe and a needle, and what we're going to, this simple simulation is basically practicing that you can hold your hand in a way such that the needle would be inserted into the vein and you can draw the full extent of the sample that you want to draw without moving the needle. Every time we move the needle, we have the potential that we're going to either poke through the side of the vein, causing a hematoma or more trauma to the patient, of course decreasing the chances of your obtaining the sample that you need. And so, what we want you to do is practice that manipulative skill over and over again until it's second nature. One of the tendencies that people have is to insert the syringe, the needle into the vein, and then try and walk their hands down to the bottom, and then pull back with their thumb and fingers. So they're using their thumb as on the flange and their fingers on the plunger. And although that can work when you're in the air, it doesn't work when you're actually up against the body of an animal. You need to be able to hold your hand flat against a surface, holding the syringe steady and being able to draw back. So the specific exercise that you're going to be working on for a horizontal surface will have little tape strips that are just a few millimeters apart, and we want you to be able to hold it between the tape strips. I have to look at what I'm doing, and then pull back on the syringe to its full extent without having the needle go outside the vein. So this is what we'll do on a horizontal surface, sort of simulating what you might do with a cephalic vein in a dog or a cat, for instance. We also want you to practice the same skill, pretending that this is like a jugular vein on a vertical surface. And so you're going to do the same thing. You'd typically be in front of the animal and not beside it like I am here, but you're holding the needle in that narrow space and try and draw back to its full extent without moving the needle outside of the tape strips. So that's the exercise. And this may seem odd that it's a very flat surface, but if you think about the anatomy of the animal, if you come at an angle to the dog's leg this way, or to the animal's neck, coming at an angle, it's much more likely that you're going to poke through the vein on the other side and not be able to get the sample that you need. As another demonstration on our simulated dog here, again, you want to, if you come at a sharp angle, you're much more likely to poke the needle all the way through the other side and not get the sample and potentially hurt the animal. So what we're wanting you to do is practice having your hand holding onto the syringe between your thumb and the first few fingers and pulling on the plunger with your third or your ring finger or your pinky finger. And so we're wanting you to practice holding your hand flat like this as you do the venipuncture and then draw back.